Hello and welcome back to our podcast. My name is Dr. Alison Chwara. I'm the CEO and founder of Human Focus Limited, a company that is truly dedicated to creating healthier and happier workforces, workplaces, communities, and largely societies. Over the last few weeks, we have been talking about the 7 A's of attracting opportunity. Today, I want to speak about the 6th one, alignment. When all your A's finally face the same direction. You see, alignment is when you've done the work. You've cleared the noise, and now your yes has somewhere to go. Does this make sense? It's when your prayers stop bouncing off the ceiling, right? Because your preparation finally matches your purpose. And that is the 6th A in our sacred series. The sweet spot where everything starts to make sense. It's when your awareness is so clear. Your audacity is so sharp. Your adaptability is beginning to stretch. Like you can feel the stretch. And your appreciation becomes consistent. And attraction just literally becomes the vibration in which you're operating on. And now, all the ingredients are finally in the same bowl. And you're about to start to bake a beautiful cake. I want us to imagine baking a cake. You've got the eggs, the flour, the sugar, the butter, and all the other nice ingredients you may need. And you've even preheated the oven. But if your measurements are off, so you've got everything, but if those measurements are off and the order is wrong, and if the oven is too hot or the butter is too rested, you end up with an absolute mess. Can we agree that? All the ingredients, but no harmony. Not good. That's how some of us are living. We're doing all the right things, but completely out of sync. We are hustling, oh yes. We are posting, planning, dreaming. But spiritually, energetically, emotionally, oh gosh, our kitchens are too cold. Our ovens are too cold. And we cannot bake there. My mother used to say, what does this mean? She used to say, I would try and translate this, which is like, what you've prepared well for becomes incredibly easy. So, you see, my mom would say this to me when I would rush through things and complain they weren't really working. Because, in all honesty, alignment isn't just doing. It's doing at the right time, in the right way, with the right mindset. So again, it's that process of baking a cake. You've got the ingredients, okay? Is the consistency when you mix right? In fact, the order in which you mix, is that correct? The temperature of the oven, you cannot just place it in any oven. Is the temperature right? All these things matter. So it's about planning, as my dear mother would say. Alignment is, in fact, the shortcut to destiny. When you're aligned, like really aligned, you don't need to knock on 1,000 doors or 100 doors. One will open. And it's in the moment, that very moment in your journey, where the distance between you and your breakthrough becomes the shortest. My pastor Gideon preached on this the other day. Saying the distance between you and your breakthrough becomes the shortest when you're so aligned. Not because you suddenly earned more favor, absolutely not, but because you stopped fighting your own becoming. Alignment is a bit like obedience to your higher self. When you're not aligned, even the best can miss an opportunity. Think of the greatest athletes, performers, leaders. They can be so talented but tired, famous but frantic, perhaps gifted but completely misdirected. Alignment is what makes Serena step into that serve, not just to swing. It's what Beyonce, does quietly. It's what Mandela did when he sat in a cell and prepared his soul for leadership. That is alignment. That short distance. They didn't just have talent, or they don't just have talent. They had to do it at the right timing. There has to be an inner stillness within you. And that is alignment. In neuroscience, we say coherence is power. You see, when your heart, your brain, and your breath are in sync, the body enters a state of heart coherence. It almost sounds whimsical, poetic, but it's just not poetic, it's science. In this state, you make better decisions. You regulate your emotions. You begin to access creative flow in must have. It's a manifestation tool. It's a biological upgrade of your inner self. I want us to get a little churchy here, but I will try and stay palatable while doing it. But I do want to be very real. Some of us are in rooms God never sent us to. We are begging for things our spirits are actually allergic to. We are pushing for timelines we're not mature enough to carry. I hope someone is hearing me. Sometimes I say, is this message that I'm telling for me? Because sometimes the delay isn't punishment. It's actually protection until your inner world can hold what your mouth keeps requesting. Does this make sense? This is deep. If you arrive too early, you fumble the fruit. Someone once said this, and I believe this is true. So sometimes alignment looks like we are waiting. Alignment isn't laziness, it's not indecision, but divine pacing. There was a time I was running ahead of myself. Completely. Everything looked on paper like it should have been working. I had the vision, the fire in my belly, the meetings, hundreds of them, the support enormous, but nothing was landing. Until one night I sat still and realized my energy is tired, but I'm still saying yes. I'm holding onto old partnerships that no longer reflect where I'm going, where I'm headed. Perhaps I'm too afraid to let go of the plan I made, even though I've actually outgrown it. And that is the hardest part for most of us. Holding on to old partnerships. They no longer reflect who we are and what we require and request in life. We're too afraid to let go the things that we've been planning for years because it doesn't somehow feel right to let go. But we have outgrown those. Those people, those plans have outgrown us. Alignment requires courageous edits. The erasing, repurposing, deleting, and sometimes just saying, do you know what? Let me tear this plan off and start again. Not because the plan was bad, But because you have evolved, you no longer require permission from anyone or anything. That old partnership no longer serves you. So what does, alignment even sound like? One may say, well, it's like reminding yourself, saying, that used to fit me, it doesn't anymore. Are you going to hold on to the tight denim skirt that you wore when you were 16 and now you're 46? It's saying to yourself, this doesn't match my values, my inner values. This is not working. Alignment is saying, I want this. I desperately want this, but not like this. So something has to change. There has to be inner alignment. Alignment is saying, I don't have to suffer to earn it. It must come and flow nicely towards me. It's letting yourself know that my spirit said no, and that should be enough. My inner self said no, that should be enough. You don't need additional alignment. I ask you to self-check yourself. Are you aligned right now? What does that even look like? It's asking yourself, is my scheduling reflecting what I say my priorities are? Are my relationships energizing or draining me? Where are you with that? Is my environment helping me evolve or keeping me small? Come on, where are you? Am I magnetizing peace or am I actually managing chaos? Alignment asks you to self-check on those things. Am I magnetizing peace? Or am I managing the chaos that is around me? I want us to tie all the A's together, because alignment really is about when all the other A's start to sing in harmony. Awareness tells you who you are. Audacity dares you to show up boldly. You're not just showing up, but boldly and claiming what belongs to you. Adaptability lets you bend without breaking. And appreciation tunes your heart to gratitude. And attraction, which we'll speak of next week, makes you incredibly magnetic. And alignment says, now that everything is in place, it's time to rise. My darling mom used to say, kana ukichida kukandira zayali, inotsvaga nzvimbo yakanyarara. What does that mean? Let me try once more. It's when a hen wants to lay an egg or hatch, or lay an egg rather, it looks for a really quiet place. One of my mommy's places of wisdom, she says, kana huku ichida kukandira zai, inotsvaga nzvimbo yakanyarara, somewhere quiet. The biggest moments of breakthroughs often come not in the noise, but in the quiet spaces where everything falls into place and it's like you can hear the needle drop. Finally, there is alignment. If you feel like you've been doing everything right, but nothing's clicking, this is your sign to check your alignment. It's not your productivity, it's not your followers, it's not your inbox that you need to check. It's your alignment. Because when you're truly aligned, and when alignment hits, it's like heaven breathes into your timelines. Things flow, the right people call, the right opportunities present themselves, doors open without knocking, and you say, this is what it feels like when the oven's at the right temperature to bake. Alignment was our 6A in the 7 A's of attracting opportunity. The shortest distance to your win. Not through force, but by beautiful flow like the waves of the sea. Next week, I want us to land on action. But for now, breathe. Pause. Get your spiritual oven ready because the cake is about to rise. Are you ready? Until next week, stay blessed, stay focused on your alignment, and keep checking for your alignment. But most importantly, breathe, pause. Nokuti, kana huku ichida kukandira zai inotsvaga nzvimbo yakanyarara. When a hen wants to lay an egg, it looks for a quiet place. From me to you, from Human Focus Limited to your organization, your community, your societies, it's goodbye for now until next Wednesday. Bye-bye.